Okay, I did this reading after having a night of very intense dreams. I'm going to share it with you guys. I think it brings out a lot that has been kept hidden, that I've been gang stalked with in my life, and I think it's time just to pull the covers off and bring it to light when this oppression comes through. So I'm going to start off with the first card, and that's satanic pagans that practice in a disgusting, sick, repulsive, offensive, and vile manner to their bodies and to others. And what I mean by this is basically, sure, some people are satanic, some people are just pagans, they don't believe in Satan, or some people are both. I'm not an expert on the dark satanic lifestyles, it's not my expertise. But I will say this part of it right here: the disgusting, sick, repulsive, offensive, and vile acts that they continually do that harm their bodies and other bodies that they practice with is just a boundary for me. That's like a boundary where I go, you need to not exist in my world. You need to be really far away from me. Don't come near me. Just go away. Yeah, it's just like horrible in my opinion. And these kind of people have existed from mostly my dad's family, some of my mom's family. I don't know how deep from her in-laws or wherever it came from, but mostly from my dad's side, where this stuff has tried to latch on into my life since I was a child. And I've been very displeased with it. I've never been happy with any of it. Nothing at all. I've never invited it. It's not an invitation. It's disgusting. It's vile. It's offensive. My choice is no. And many times it's not been respected. And not only that, these people have forced themselves to be friends with my exes, to babysit my children. Yeah, to get at my children behind my back through an ex-partner. They've stolen. They have gang stalked. I mean, I don't think they have any boundaries. They sure as heck haven't listened to very many of mine. And they don't have any with their own bodies. So I just, that's a big no. No for me. But anyway, so this is a big negativity that has come out after my dreams last night. Next is, again, sick pagans trying to lead the pure. Now let me just say right there, okay, that's the focus on this card. The sick pagans, like the ones mentioned here, trying to lead the pure. Now, I became a Christian in very young grade school, and I was a Christian for 30 years. And these people kept trying to lead my life. They were in the church. They were on the, deacons and pastors and, youth pastors and so on. Youth pastors is like the easiest one for them to get into because they're always replacing youth pastors at churches. And the Satanics love to get in there. But anyway, trying to lead the pure always. And not only that, as I became an adult, they kept stealing from me and taking from me and like literally taking what I had. I had no place for myself. I mean, it's always been kept under their management by gang stalking. Taking what I have that makes me independent so that I'm under their control and they can gang stalk me even easier. So the scripture for that is Psalms 125:3, and it says, "The scepter of the wickedness shall not rest upon the land allotted to the righteous." So everything that I had that they stole from me, that was allotted to me. Right. And I considered myself righteous because I'm not defiling. Okay? I'm not doing these acts of defilement, so I consider myself righteous. That's my definition right there. One of my definitions right there. And the scepter of their wickedness shall not rest upon the land allotted to me, the righteous. But it has. their scepter of wickedness has rested on my life repeatedly and stolen from me repeatedly. And I know a lot of you feel the same. How have I even had the choice to live my righteous life, my righteous choices, with their scepter on my territory? You know, literally frauding the ownership of my territory, frauding and robbing it. How? Well, you know what? God says no. It's not supposed to happen. So from now on, it's not happening. Whatever they took is mine, and it's coming back to me. The ownership is coming back to me. And not just the ownership, I mean, like, literally, it's removed from their hands right now. They can't have it anymore. This is a part of something that they took. One of the properties that they took. So we're going to just leave that right there and leave it at that. And that also will be returned. The message is stop forcing signatures, stop falsifying documents. There's the message. Stop doing it. I don't want you to force my signature. I don't want you to falsify documents. I don't want to sign your documents. I don't want to do documents with you. I don't want you on my land. I don't want you in my money. I don't want you in my bank account. I don't want you babysitting, watching, taking care of my children. You're not my go-to. You're offensive, vile, and wicked. So, return what you have taken, no tricks. You hear me? Return what you have taken with no tricks. The state that you took it in was brand new. It's definitely not the way you live. Okay? You don't have anything in your life that's untouched and that isn't made sick, repulsive, offensive, and vile. And what you took for me was pure, untouched, or maintained, and righteous compared to how you live. And yeah, I think that's better than how you live. That is a better choice, in my opinion. That's my boundary. So, one thing about you folks is you are not self-sufficient. I don't care if you're Satanics, pagans, or these Aryans, or whoever you are, Apaches, whatever you might be, whatever group you might be out there. You haven't been, that's been stealing from me. You're not self-sufficient. You're dependent on taking from others, and mainly me and my children. So stop. Stop. No more. If you're worth the breath that you're breathing, then you would be self-sufficient with a law-abiding way of supporting yourself, because that's what you took from me. I had earned everything in a law-abiding way, and you literally took it by forcing signatures and falsifying documents. And I'm not the only one you've done this to. So, return it. You practice fraud, vandalism, piracy, robbery, kidnapping, and trafficking of all ages, minors and adults. How do you do this? You're using psychology, hypnosis, threats, torture, custody of other people's children, even if it's just with CPS or their exes or in-laws, kidnapping, war tactics, and terrorism. Are we in a time of war? Then why are you acting and conducting yourselves as though you have a right to break law and fight someone like you are literally pledging war on them? Because that's how you have acted. And you can't do that. According to the Geneva Constitution, you can't do that. So, robbery and fraud is what you use. You do all of these tactics to do your robbery and fraud. And that's literally the only way that you've been able to support yourself, is through robbery and fraud, forcing signatures and falsifying documents. Some names of some people that have done this. I know for sure because I can remember the hypnosis state, or the threatening state that I have been in when I've been threatened. And these people have done this to me. The same with these ones. All of these names. And if they've done it to me, they've done it to you. And, or multiple other people. Quite a few other people they've done it to. Again, satanic pagans, some Masonic people that are disgusting, sick, repulsive, offensive, and vile. This is how they live their life and treat their things. The scepter of their wickedness shall not rest upon the land allotted to the righteous. I have chosen to live a more righteous life with more boundaries, more righteous boundaries than what you've chosen for yourself. And regardless, if someone made you do it in the beginning, you've not left it. You've not turned your back on it. And you've continued it on other people, forced your way on others. And I have not. I've tried to be a blessing, uplifting, and teach good, righteous behavior with good boundaries to people. And you have not. So there is a difference between us. You may not like that I think it's more righteous than your choice of life. Too bad. That is my boundary, and I can think that. You have had the freedom to think what you want about your belief and how you like to live. I can think the same about mine. So, again, it's time to return what you have taken. No tricks. There's a lot that you've taken. This is just one area. Now, some information for you guys. Six of Cups. This nostalgia is, I mean, we know how to avoid these people, right? We remember, they got close to us, they pulled a gun. They got close to us, they threatened us with terrorism, bombs. They threatened us with harming our children. Some even pulled knives on our children, etc. We've had the kids on the phone, Mom, help us, and they're hurting the kids. Okay, forcing signatures. And when they're not doing that, they're doing it with, oh, now you're homeless, so guess what? We're kicking you out of the homeless shelter unless you sign this. Right. So, continually forcing their wicked behavior and, what's it called? Scepter, their rule, onto our lives. Literally. These are the robbers right here that have done it. Repeat offenders. These are the repeat offenders. And they have used nostalgia to get back in repeatedly. So, oh, you liked that guy, don't you remember? How did you ever forget him? You dated him when you were 13. You guys were so cute. And then they get near you, talk. And it's great catching up with you. And now sign this or I'm killing you. Literally. Or other nostalgias you used to babysit my kids. Come on over and have lunch. Now, sign this before you leave or we're killing you. Right. And some of these people have claimed to be spies for hire. I can literally point to a few that have claimed that they're, well, at least one on this one, that have claimed to be Russian spies. And a couple over here that have claimed to be Russian spies. And what are they doing? Because if they're constantly sick, think about this. They've taken so much money with all the people that they've stolen from. And they're constantly disgusting, sick, repulsive, offensive, and vile. Their bodies are constantly ate up. They're always trying to rebuild their connection, their religion, their web of friendships that are just like them. constantly trying to rebuild it. Okay, it's always falling apart because once everybody gets the bag of money, then they're off to the web's gone. They're off on their own. And what these people are constantly suffering from, the card that I pulled that they are constantly suffering from, is Five of Cups. They're constantly having loss, constantly having 3 cups down, 2 cups up. Okay, they're constantly hobos. They're constantly on their way, unless, because they aren't self-sufficient. Remember, they are not self-sufficient. They're dependent on taking from others. Unless they're committing fraud, vandalism, piracy, robbery, kidnapping, and trafficking, this is the state that they live in. As soon as they get their money from committing those crimes, then their web comes together, there's friendship, everybody's happy to have a barbecue and come together. It's so great knowing each other. Fight, split up the money, and not so much time in the future, they're all back to this. So, what I'm saying is, return what you have taken, no tricks. Your names are out here. I put you out here. There you are. You've done this. You've done it repeatedly. And you pretend like the people you're taking from are part of your covens. Oh, we were in a coven. You maybe held a meeting, and we're like introducing stuff or whatever. And then you start taking from people. That's not a coven. That's not. Either way, if somebody isn't joining, they're not in your coven if they aren't worshiping with you, and they don't want to worship with you, and they don't want to worship like you. And it's set in stone at this point that I don't want to worship like you. I don't want to be disgusting, sick, repulsive, offensive, and vile like you do. I don't want to do that with my body. And that's not what I wanted for my children. So, no, not at all. We are not coven members together. We are not in a group together. We are not friends. I don't want to support you. Quit pretending that I owe you something. You owe me. This is just one thing. I mean, many people don't even know about this one. There's so much more that they know about. But you owe me so much. Return what you owe. And step off. Go away. Learn how to support yourself without robbery. Right? Learn how to support yourself without robbery. Literally, that's what you do. As soon as you realize your web is all torn down and your cups are spilled, you gather out of nostalgia to start your war bonnet and go out there and commit your war crimes on all of us righteous people. And you put down your scepter and start taking our land, our houses, our family, our children, and forcing signatures and falsifying documents. It's a cycle. The law has got to know what you're doing. The law has got to know what so many of you are Masonic and kissing ass with governors that aren't already governors or politicians yourselves, that you get away with it. You get these people to cooperate and look the other way while you do it. And you tell them it's just because I've got to rebuild myself. I got to put my cups are down. My web's falling apart. I got to put it back together. I got to get my whole self together. You do not. Not this way. Not by taking from the righteous, honey. That's not the way to do it. Go get it by being self-sufficient. Take this card as if it was reversed, right? Like a tarot card. What's the opposite of fraud? What's the opposite of vandalism? What's the opposite of piracy and robbery and kidnapping and trafficking? What's the opposite of that? Don't be an Epstein that's always going to get in trouble. Everything falls. Oh my gosh, it's all fallen over. I've been discovered. And now I got to put myself back together. Where can I lay my scepter? I got to get out there and lay my scepter on somebody righteous. Who's righteous that I can lay my scepter on? Where's the righteous card? Oh, I guess this is the righteous card. Where is the people that I can put my... Give me a name. Just give me a name. Tell me where I can put my scepter. I've got to rebuild myself. You can't do this anymore. You can't. Stop using the nostalgia card. Stop it. Stop trying to say that somebody owes you or you're so great and wonderful. No. You're not better than the person that has supported themselves. Now, step off and return what you've taken. No tricks.